YouTubers? Mike Martin's here, Mike Martin's channel. Just chilling out here, enjoying some of this crisp, nice, cool weather we're having. I got a really interesting story for you guys, so you want to stick around and hear this. This is actually really nice. This morning, my phone's ringing at 7 in the morning. I'm like, I thought somebody died, or someone's coming to visit me last minute, and they're going to be at the airport like in an hour. So the phone rings. I pick up the phone. I'm like, yo, what's up? Hello, Mike here, or whatever. Pick up the phone. And I was really groggy. I was really out of it because I went to bed pretty late, right? It's like, hi, I'm going to put you on hold. My boss wants to speak to you. I'm like, oh, here we go again. Some real estate douchebag calling me to stop talking about houses or whatever. I wait. I'm falling asleep. Boom, guy comes on. Tells me who he is. I'm like, okay, how can I help you, sir? He's like, well, we're a pretty big... I don't want to give too much detail because I promised him I won't put this up. I won't mention him or the company, but he asked me to be discreet about it. It's a company that's calling me about, you know, applications that you have on your smartphones. Well, they develop them, market them, and they just do things like that. And they want to. They know that there's a lot of web design and web people here living in the Lower Mainland here in British Columbia. And he told me that one of his employees watches my show religiously. Like, he actually watches all the episodes and follows and comments and stuff like that. Then he told me he would like to know, he wants to expand business here in Vancouver, but he's not too sure about having his business in Vancouver due to the fact that his experienced, or I made a video like 2 days ago about the Vancouver Brain Drain, where businesses are having to move out of the city because they can't employ qualified people to work for them, right? Okay, so it's a development company. I asked him professional question. So how much staff are you looking to house? He's like, about 60 to 80. Is it going to be one department, or is it going to be broken down? He says it's going to be broken down in 2 departments. Then I asked him, what are the hours of operation? And he told me specific. They could be hours, and they could have an evening. It's a night shift to finish other applications, depending on, you know, if the employee that would rather work late evenings into the morning, which is better because it's quiet. Anyways, so I told him, and I was really kind of honored that, I mean, they just asked wanted my advice, what I thought. So don't get mad at me, people watching. I settled on Abbotsford. I told him Abbotsford. I told him, if you want to move a company like that, if you could find some office space, Abbotsford is the place to do it. And I'll tell you why. Abbotsford is the halfway point to, I was going to say Chilliwack, but Chilliwack's too far east. Abbotsford's like the halfway point from Hope, and the halfway point to Vancouver from Hope. So when you go from Hope to Vancouver, the halfway point would be Abbotsford. Because he was discussing about one of my videos how I said a lot of experienced people are leaving the city of Vancouver to head east. And he actually rephrased what I said in the video, and I'm like, yeah, that's what's happening. I spoke to a couple of employers that basically had to force themselves out of the city because they can't find qualified people to work. So, anyways, so I said Abbotsford. Abbotsford is a perfect key location. Why? I told him it's close to the U.S. border. It is in the middle between Hope and Then this allows people to live out in Hope. And in Hope, it takes you about 40 minutes to get to Abbotsford. And then from Vancouver, non-rush hour, it takes you 40 to 50 minutes to get to Abbotsford, depending on how fast you drive. But I told him, then people are willing to leave, because I know a lot of people are willing to, professional people are willing to leave Vancouver if there's work at other places. Lots of professional people are willing to live in a small town and keep life simple and do what they do work-wise in a smaller town. Then when I told him that, he's like, yeah, that's a really good, because in other cities it's the opposite, right? You're in Manhattan, you move to Lower Manhattan, you get a place, you're paying high rent, but you're living in Lower Manhattan. You know, there's everything all around. It's a different community sense. It's a different sense of community. Everyone talks to each other. It's a different It's expensive to live there, but those companies paid. They pay. A lot of companies pay well in other states. Like certain states, they pay really well. So, like California pays really well because it's very expensive to live there. But unfortunately, see, Vancouver is very expensive, but the pay's not there. BC doesn't pay, and that's a problem. Now, so he decided that I told him, you know, Abbotsford is your key location. Abbotsford is perfect because it's just perfect, because then people living in Abbotsford, then people will relocate to Abbotsford. It's like Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley was nothing. Then they moved Microsoft, and they start moving all these companies in, and then the population started growing around it, right? And I told him that. He's like, yeah. I was like, you're right. You're spot on. He kept telling me I was. He used a phrase with me. He's like, he used a phrase. It was like a funny, like you know, something character, but I can't remember something what he. Anyways, so he was really, really happy that he got to speak to me. He said he watched that episode. His employer, because they were thinking of moving up here because of the technology, the experienced people in technology and graphic design, coding, and stuff. And there's a lot of schools available for that. And I'm really, really humbled that they called and asked for my opinion. And I said Abbotsford all the way, hands down. Why? Because from Chilliwack you can get there, from even Vancouver. But then people from Vancouver were like, wait a minute, I don't have to be in the city anymore. What am I doing here? I can move to Abbotsford, everything's cheaper. I can move to Langley, everything's cheaper. I can move to Chilliwack, everything's cheaper. Life is just more low-key, right? And that's, I think, what people are looking for right now. People don't want to go to the big city, but they're forced to because that's where the jobs are. I don't know. I don't know anything. Let me know what you guys think. Comment below. Was I right telling him Abbotsford, or should I have said Chilliwack? Chilliwack is too far east. I didn't want to say Surrey. And Langley was a good choice. I told him Langley would be a good choice to open up operation because they're extending the SkyTrain line out that way. But what do I know, right? It's still a ways from Chilliwack and Hope, right? So let me know what you guys think. Did I make the right decision or not? Thanks for watching, guys. Comment below. And, yeah, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Bye.